Welcome to Whatever You Need, the channel that lifts the velvet curtain and examines the stagecraft behind celebrity headlines. If you value unfiltered investigative drifts through fame and image, make sure to subscribe, press the join button for extra support, and leave a like and a comment so we can keep bringing you the stories that matter. Now, let us begin. For the last 14 days the celebrity press has been in an unremitting state of agitation, not because of a scandal with obvious facts, but because of a narrative that refuses to settle. The relationship of actor Can Yaman and model Sara Bluma, an on and off tableau of public gazes and calculated silences, has been alternately pronounced dead, alive, and remixed for entertainment. The ignition point was trivial in its modernity. Two accounts that once followed each other ceased to do so. Yet the unfollowing catalyzed a chain reaction of interpretations, hurriedly assembled photo evidence, and an avalanche of conjectures that reached an unexpected crescendo when Demet Özdemir, a figure long distance from the couple's headlines, inserted a single, definitive opinion that altered the tone of the entire discourse. Demet's intervention is notable precisely because it contradicts her long-standing public posture. For years she has cultivated a measured absence from tabloid theater, preferring her craft to the machinery of gossip. But according to multiple confidants, she broke that silence with a phrase designed to shift attention from rumor to motive. This, she said to those closest to her, looks like a game. Those three words have served as both accusation and provocation. They imply that the apparent rupture between Can and Sara may have been animated not solely by personal discord, but by a more strategic calculus, one that transforms the intimate into the marketable. To understand why Demet's brief statement reverberated so loudly, one must situate it inside a larger pattern in which celebrity relationships are commodified by teams adept at converting relational sentiment into publicity currency. Demet, who has been repeatedly referenced in reports about Can's private life, appears to have reached a point of exasperation. Allies report that she is weary of being named as an incidental chapter in other people's narratives. She is intent upon preserving the integrity of her professional trajectory. Rather than remain a passive reference, she elected to articulate an interpretation that, while short, possesses the rhetorical clarity of a thrown gauntlet. Someone, she suggested, is manufacturing attention. What she did not reveal, nor did she need to in order to change the tenor of the coverage, was motive. Yet others have rushed to supply conjectures. Industry insiders whisper that both Can and Sara carry commercial responsibilities to brands and campaigns, obligations that can complicate private life. Several fashion sources claim to have seen the logistics behind the scenes. Deals, endorsements, and contractual commitments that insist upon a pair's continued visibility, even if the relationship itself has ossified. If those assertions hold, then a private separation could be converted into content. Each photograph, each deleted post, each social media silence, intentionally curated to sustain public interest. Demet's allegation of a game gains plausibility in that light. The event transforms from personal woe to a production-managed episode. When Sara posted a terse, monochrome statement, "The truth will come out sooner or later," and removed it within minutes, she added a new layer of opacity. The ephemeral nature of that post has been read as evidence of emotional impulsivity, professional caution, or both. Screenshots circulated immediately, and magazine editors interpreted deletion as a sign that Sara feared the collateral consequences of a full disclosure. Either way, it created another object for public interpretation. Meanwhile, Can's continued silence, as he remains in Italy and posts nothing, functions like a deliberate aesthetic. His absence speaks with the authority of a decision. Silence in celebrity dramaturgy can function either as retreat or as control. Which it is in this case remains a matter of conjecture. The narrative gained a new twist when yet another rumor surfaced, prospective collaborations. Several producers allegedly auditioned the idea of pairing Can and Demet once again, this time in an action romance production with international ambitions. Names and specifics are scarce by design, but the mere possibility of a professional reunion introduces a different kind of incentive architecture. If a project is being prepared for them, and if that project promises lucrative returns for the principals and their backers, then the timing and shape of any public rupture must be reconsidered. A breakup that precedes a deal becomes a potential meta-narrative, a prelude to a reconciliation that cameras and press could monetize, or, alternatively, a publicity vector for the project itself. Those who claim to know the contours of these negotiations assert that meetings occurred with the same production team on separate days, a detail that could be innocuous or instrumental. If the producer intends to reunite two stars with demonstrated chemistry, the release schedule for announcements can be engineered to maximize suspense and pre-release attention. Industry professionals understand how to stagger revelations. An ambiguous pixelated photograph, a deleted post, a terse statement from one party, and then, perhaps, the surprise casting announcement that realigns public sentiment. If that pattern replicates here, Demet's public denunciation of the game is either prescient or performative, depending on where one believes the agency of the actors ends and the agency of the machine begins. The reaction among fans has been immediate and polarized. Fans of Can have reportedly experienced anxiety and disorientation. Social media, always fertile ground for effective investment, has both amplified and caricatured the dispute. Comment threads reveal a range of responses, from protective defensiveness to accusations of manipulation, from calls for respect for private life to eagerness for further revelations. In the wake of Demet's remark, certain sources suggest that Can's PR apparatus, in Italy in particular, shifted tactics, preferring the strategy of muted public silence over aggressive public reassertion. Whether that approach will endure remains to be seen, but the logic is understandable. In a world where every public utterance can be dissected, silence buys time and preserves optionality. There are broader questions that this particular affair poses about contemporary celebrity culture. How much of what the public consumes as intimacy is actually artifice? Who benefits when heartbreak is recontextualized as campaign material? The intersection of commerce and sentiment in this case invites a discomforting reflection about consumption. Audiences may demand authenticity, but commercial actors, studios, brands, managers frequently prefer illusion and suggestibility. The ethics of that ecosystem are rarely discussed in heated tabloids that favor spectacle over analysis, yet they matter deeply to the artists whose reputations and emotional labor are at stake. For those following the story, there is one temporal anchor to watch. Multiple anonymous sources claim that a clarifying public statement will arrive before the end of the year. Whether that encounter will resolve tensions, confirm suspicions, or inaugurate a new cycle of speculation, it promises to reframe current assumptions. If the forthcoming declaration is a full disclosure, we will learn whether the separation was a genuine emotional rupture later instrumentally reframed for publicity, or whether it was always a carefully calibrated operation. If instead the statement obfuscates, it will likely set off a new round of analysis concerning motive and method. As this saga unfolds, it is important to remember the human core obscured by headlines. Actors are more than their press kits, models deserve dignity beyond brand associations. The choices they make, emphatically public or purposefully private, are interpreted through a media apparatus that often values virality more than veracity. Demet's short but decisive comment may represent a refusal to be passively inserted into narratives that do not reflect her priorities. Sara's deleted post may reveal a momentary desire to reclaim narrative agency. Can's silence may be prudent or strategic, time will tell. Till then, the question remains unresolved and the spectacle continues. Before we close, a question for you, our audience: which side of this do you believe? Do you think the breakup was authentic and only later integrated into a marketing plan, or was the entire arc scripted from the start? Which celebrities would you like us to analyze next? Should we follow professional speculation about reunions and collaborations, or instead investigate the contractual mechanisms that structure celebrity visibility? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback guides our next investigations. If this deep dive resonated with you, please show your support, subscribe, press the join button to receive exclusive benefits, like the video, and share your perspective in the comment section. Your engagement helps us fund responsible reporting about the lives and labor behind the headlines. This story is not concluded. Its next chapter may be a quiet clarification, an explosive revelation, or another cinematic maneuver. Whatever unfolds, we will bring you the facts, interviews where possible, and rigorous context. Thank you for watching. Whatever you need, stay curious, stay critical, and we will meet you again at the next revelation.